Hello everyone. In this video, I'll share what I learned from our Feedback and Control Systems Lab course. So, this subject was all about understanding how machines can be guided to behave the way we want, and how feedback makes them smarter and more reliable. At first, the topic sounded very technical, but through the experiments and lab reports, I realized that it's actually something we see in everyday life. So from an air conditioner keeping the room cool to and to cars using the cruise control and to elevators stopping exactly at the right floor. So all of these depend on control systems. So in this video, I'll explain the key ideas in the experiment we did and the lessons I learned. So start off at what is a control system? So control system is like the brain of a machine. It checks what's happening and makes adjustments so things could stay on track. Like for an example that I said on earlier, an air conditioner senses the room temperature and changes its cooling to keep the room comfortable. That's how feedback works. The system looks at the output and corrects itself. So without feedback, machines just follow instructions blindly. So in our lab, we saw how a feedback makes systems more reliable and stable. So we studied the two main parts of the two main types of a systems. So an open loop system that doesn't use a feedback, it just does what it's told, like a toaster that heats bread for a set time whether it's burnt or not. Second is a closed loop system uses a feedback to adjust itself. Let's say an example is washing machine that senses water levels and changes its cycle. So in our experiments, we compare the open loop and closed loop responses. The closed loop systems had less errors, faster settling time, and smoother performance. This showed us why feedback is so important. So one of the most important lessons was the PID controller. PID stands for proportional, integral, and derivative. So, for proportional fixes errors based on how big they are. And second, integral looks at the past errors and makes sure they don't pile up. And lastly, derivative predicts future errors by seeing how fast things are changing. So, together, these three actions make machines stable, accurate, and smooth. So, in our lab, we tested PID controllers by adjusting gains and plotting step responses. So, we saw how tuning each part changed overshoot, rise time, and stability. So, for an example, adding more proportional gain made the system respond faster but risk overshoot. The integral part reduced the steady state error, and the derivative part helped control sudden changes. So this hands-on testing made the theory very clearly. So in our experiments, we created root locus plots, bold plots, and step responses. These graphs showed how controllers changed the system behavior. For an example, adding a compensator shifted the poles and improved stability. We measured the settling time, overshoot, and steady state error, which told us how quickly and smoothly the system reached its target. So these results connect directly to real life. Like elevators use control systems to stop exactly at the right door. So cars use cruise control to keep speed steady. Even our phones charging system uses a feedback to avoid overheating. So the lab results help me how these everyday systems are designed and tested. So overall, this subject taught me how machines think, adjust, and improve themselves from simple open loop systems to advanced PID controllers. So I learned how feedback makes technology efficient and dependable. So the lab experiments gave me real evidence such as graphs, plots, and numbers that showed how theory becomes a practice. So once you understand the feedback, you start noticing it everywhere, like in machines, in nature, and even in how we learn. So that's what makes this subject so powerful. And thank you everyone for watching my video.